Yo, so what is up everybody on YouTube? We're back today with a brand new video, and you guys really seem to enjoy that 5-year Knicks rebuilding challenge that we did, where we got them back-to-back chips. So of course, we're going to do it for the Celtics, as they did just get recently knocked out of the playoffs. But they're not the Knicks, of course. They are a very good team, and it's going to take a lot less to get them to win a championship. So just like the other sim, we're going to do it in a 5-year timetable. We have to go back-to-back championships to complete the rebuilding challenge. So if you guys enjoy this video, please be sure to hit the like button. It helps out a lot. And of course, subscribe if you are new. So right off the rip, of course, when I look at this Celtics team, there's one guy that I feel like does not really belong here anymore. Gordon Hayward was signed with some great intentions, and with the injury and everything, it seems like his career on the Celtics just did not pan out maybe as much as we thought he was going to coming off of the Pacers team. So what I think we should do with him here is try to flip him for some type of a big. And it looks like the best option we're getting in Trade Finder is Clint Capella, who is someone that I low-key think is underrated, kind of. He had some really good seasons with the Rockets, and I mean, I wouldn't mind taking him on here and seeing just how this would work out in year one. Worst case scenario is I could always dump him off at the end of the season, because he's not a bad player by any means. And he had some pretty good seasons there. You know, he's good for a double-double. We're going to see how this one works out, so I am going to do that trade. And let's see if there's anything else maybe that we're looking at. And another thing I see here is we have like 4 pretty good centers. So I might want to move one of these centers to get us some type of bench wing in return, since we did just get rid of Gordon Hayward, of course. We're going to slide Jaylen Brown up to that 3 and let Marcus Smart in the starting lineup at the 2. So it's going to take our bench depth down a little bit. And you see off the bench we have Daniel Tice, we have Enes Kanter, and we have Robert Williams all playing that center position, who are all pretty good. So I think I'm going to try and make a move and trade one of them and see if we can get ourselves some type of wing off the bench, honestly. So let's see what's up with that. The one I'm going to decide to move on from, despite having a really good season, is Daniel Tice. Of course, Robert Williams, super young and very speculative. And Enes Kanter, he was pretty solid in the playoffs. I feel like I could probably get the most, though, if I put Daniel Tice out there. Maybe bundled with like a second-round pick or something like that. And maybe get us like a pretty solid bench wing. So let's see what we got here. You see Cedi Osman, that's not a bad one. Let's see if there's anything more enticing to us. I like Kyle Kuzma. You see Terrence Ross. The Kyle Kuzma one's really enticing, honestly. We got Jeremy Grant. That would be a great one as well. But he's still kind of like technically a big. I feel like he can't really play that small forward position as much as Kuz. So we're gonna bring Kuz in kind of as like that bench wing. I think that's honestly a really good fit, in all honesty, to kind of just come off the bench and provide us some scoring. So I will take that. I do want to give Grant Williams more minutes, because in real life, I feel like I saw a lot out of him that looked pretty promising. So this is kind of what this squad that we're going to run with looks like. I might send Romeo Langford to the G League, because I'm not ready to really give him too many rotational minutes here at a 70 overall. Definitely want to get him a little bit better before we start giving him some real type of minutes. And I do want to send Carson Edwards as well, because I do see a lot of potential in him as well. So you kind of see what we're working with on the season. So let's see how this one actually ends up going, boys. So let's check out just how my GM moves actually went here in year one. And we finished as the 5th seed, but in all reality, not bad with 51 wins. As is actually a 3-win improvement, despite the entire East looking really good this year, apparently, with the Nets coming in with 52 wins and the Sixers, which was kind of unexpected. So you see our number 1 scorer, of course, Jason Tatum doing his thing, 25.7 points per game. You got Kemba chilling over 20, and Jaylen Brown as well. And even pretty decent stats for Kyle Kuzma coming off the bench, giving us some scoring. I'm not sure how this Clint Capella whole thing's working out, in all honesty. Averaging about 10 and 10, but I'm not 100% sure if he's exactly what we need in a big man, so we'll keep an eye on that. But let's see how the playoffs actually go, and let's hop into it, boys. We got a first-round matchup here up against the 4th-seeded Sixers team. Still rocking out with pretty much that same team they had last year. And we do end up coming out on top in 6 games there, despite a pretty good game there from Joel Embiid. Of course, Jason Tatum absolutely pops off against the Sixers. Second round, we're up against the Raptors, who we're going to a Game 7 with, and we unfortunately get bounced by them in Game 7, man. Obviously, that didn't happen in real life. But it is what it is, you know, Clippers versus the Nets here. This is only year 1, and year 2, we're going to make some huge improvements to this team for sure. So as you know, in real life, the Celtics have a decent amount of assets in the draft this year, so we are going to probably use those to try and move some pieces. We have I believe the 14th pick from the Grizzlies, and we also have like the 26th and the 30th. So we're going to bundle up the 26th and 30th and Clint Capella and see if we can maybe bring in a more solid big man. I see Yusuf Nurkic there. I wouldn't mind that at all. That would be a pretty good fit. We see Domantas Sabonis as well. Both would be pretty good upgrades, and I wouldn't be upset with either of them. So I think, honestly, I'm leaning towards bringing Nurkic in. He's shown a lot of promise on that Trailblazers team when he's been healthy. So that's what we're going to do. We're actually going to go ahead and pull the trigger on Nurkic, and we're going to have a solidified, very, very good center to hold down our 5 spot. So now it's time to go to the draft and see who we can actually get at number 14. Maybe someone will fall, who knows. It is a little bit far. It'll be the end of the lottery. But let's check it out. So we hop in, and wow. I look at this, and I see Isaac Okoro is still hanging here at 14. A small forward, obviously very, very good. And of course, we're going to pull the trigger on that, get the kid out of Auburn. And that's going to be great to help to this bench going forward. I can't believe he fell to 14 in all honesty, as he's one of the better prospects in this draft class. Going to free agency here, we're going to try and make some moves. Of course, we're going to bring Tatum back and do whatever it takes to bring him back, because Jason Tatum is obviously pretty much the key to the Celtics squad in all honesty. And we're going to see if we can sprinkle in maybe another 1 or 2 upgrades on the team. For the most part, this team is going to stay very much the same. So we're going to pretty much see what we can work with here. We're going to try and bring Kuz back if we can. So you see Jason Tatum, Enes Kanter, Semi Ojeleye, some of the guys that are kind of up for the free agency. So we're going to try and make as many moves as we can to improve this team. And we did lock up Tatum, which is probably one of the biggest things here. So this is what our starting 5 is looking like off the rip. Very, very good. And then off the bench, we got Kuz at the 6. Robert Williams at 7. Romeo Langford now up to a 76 overall, able to play that that kind of bench shooting guard. And we also have JJ Redick and Carson Edwards that help add to that depth. Luka Doncic getting MVP here, and LaMelo Ball grabbing Rookie of the Year. Bol getting himself 6-man. And of course, Brad Stevens actually getting Coach of the Year, which is definitely a good sign for the Celtics team this year, to say the very least. And let's check out these standings and see just how much we improved. And would you look at that, 62 wins leading the East. And to my surprise, the Knicks are actually the 2nd seed, who did add James Wiseman and Anthony Davis, so that probably plays a big part into it. But nevertheless, we got 62 wins and came in as the number 1 seed with these improvements. 32 points per game for Tatum, going crazy. Nurkic having a pretty solid season, around 14 and 13 rebounds. So I can't complain with that production at all. The bench definitely looks pretty solid to me, in all honesty. Romeo Langford starting to come together as an entire prospect. And Carson Edwards as well, both at a 77 overall. Definitely giving us some solid production off the bench. And I would like to start getting Grant Williams more involved, but we just didn't really have a spot for him in the rotation this year. Obviously, in this current year in the NBA, Grant Williams showed some promise with the Celtics, so of course we want to get him going eventually. So we have a first-round matchup here up against a tough Miami Heat team. Of course, they did bounce us out in real life, but we do end up taking it from them in 6. Second round here up against a KD-led Nets team. It's going to Game 7 here, boys, so we're going to see what we can do here. And we actually flood them by 30 points. Jaylen Brown coming together, dropping 43 points, Tatum 36, to negate that 41-point game from Kyrie. We make it to the Eastern Conference Finals up against this kind of overpowered Knicks team that has a lot of great bigs on it, so we'll see. Obviously, bigs probably is not our best spot. Like, we have Nurkic, but Tatum plays our forward. He's not really a big body to contend with Anthony Davis like that. But we're going to Game 7, and we're going to see what happens. And we end up actually beating them by 27 points there. Tatum having a very good game scoring, and Nurkic actually coming together as well, 25 and 10 in that game. Moving us to the finals here, up against the New Orleans Pelicans, who added Goran Dragic. Definitely a pretty solid piece for them to have added, in all honesty. So let's see how this one goes. Can we get ourselves our first NBA championship here? And it's looking good. We find ourselves up 3-0. So let's hop into Simcast and see just how this one ends up actually playing out. of course we're going to sim and check it out. So, unfortunately, it looks like the Pelicans are up to a little lead here, and they weren't trying to get swept. They do get themselves a game by 2 points there. Zion dropping 25 and 11. Tatum coming back with 29 and 11, so we're going to hop into this game. This is do or die. Ooh! And a little jumper there from 3 from Kemba, and turn around, not even looking at it, to put us up by 1. If we take the dub here, of course we win the championship. The Pelicans are trying to stay alive. So let's see how this one goes. Goran Dragic with the 3. It is a brick. Robert Williams grabbing it. Jaylen Brown coming down, and with the athletic layup package, gets us a bucket, putting us up by 3. Goran Dragic, ooh, another brick from him, but look at that big body Zion coming in and getting a clutch dunk to make it a 1-point game. Shot clock almost unplugged. 3-point game after some fouling. Jackson Hayes going inside, big dunk, making it a 1-point game yet again. Now they're going to play this game with the fouling. And after a decent amount of fouling later, Kemba puts probably the dagger in it, making it a 5-point game with 5.2 seconds left in this one. And it's looking like they're just going to have to jack up something again. Another brick by Goran Dragic. And boom, in year 2 of this sim, we get the Boston Celtics an NBA championship. Definitely was looking good. So we're going to see if we can go back-to-back and end the rebuild next year. And potentially just go crazy on them. So you see, you got Nurkic, Kuz, and the guys right there. Checking out the box score from it, Jaylen Brown really stepping up, 26 points, and Tatum 25 points. Tatum going ahead and getting Finals MVP at now a 94 overall. And for the most part, we pretty much tried to run it back in free agency. You see, we added a few guys. We did add Mike Conley, kind of a vet point guard who I think still has a lot of value in the league. And beyond that, we didn't really bring in too many names. Yeah, so we're going to see what we could do here to maybe make this team go back-to-back. Robert Williams, I think I'm going to move him to the power forward position, kind of off the bench, because he is only 6'8", and we do have some solid backup centers that could get some tick. So this is what the squad's looking like. We got Robert Williams, 6-man, Isaac Okoro, 7, Romeo Langford, 78 overall, is the 8. Mike Conley coming off the bench at the 9th, and Grant Williams now getting some minutes as that 10th man in the rotation at a 77 overall, so not bad at all. Gonna send some of the younger guys to the G League. So let's see how this year plays out. Can we go back to back? And would you look at that, 63 and 19 on the season? Even more of an improvement. Jason Tatum going crazy. Jaylen Brown putting up 23 points per game. And Isaac Okoro off the bench, definitely providing us something we need, as we no longer have Kuz off the bench, kind of stepping right into that position that we needed that bench scorer to be. Mike Conley also seemingly having a very good season. So we're going to move this stuff around maybe a little bit accordingly. Give Mike Conley a little bit more minutes, maybe make him like, you know, the 8th man, something like that. 15 minutes a game for Mike Conley off the bench seems reasonable to me. So we're going to see how these playoffs actually end up turning out here, boys. See if we can go back-to-back and, I guess, win the rebuild. So our first round matchup here is going to be up against the Chicago Bulls. Brandon Boston Jr., Dennis Schroeder, Miles Bridges, Lauri Markkanen, and Wendell Carter. And apparently they stood no chance as we sweep them 4-0. Second round matchup here up against a Brooklyn Nets team that did take us to 7 last year, but not this year at all. Jason Tatum dropping 42, getting it done in 5. Moving us on to the Eastern Conference Finals up against the Washington Wizards. That low-key have a pretty good team here. Denny Avila off the bench. See how it turns out. Back and forth series early on, but we do end up taking it in 6. You love to see it. Denny dropping 30 for them, but it was not enough. Jaylen Brown going crazy. 34 points on 12 of 18. Shooting Jaylen Brown, low-key has been the key to this team's success. Finals here, Jamal Murray, Anthony Edwards, Precious Achiuwa, Nikola Jokic. You got Bol, a very, very good Nuggets team. So it's going to be tough to try and repeat this year. We do find ourselves in a little bit of a battle. 3-2. Let's hop into Simcast, and it looks like they're probably going to take this one, boys. So we're going to be going to a Game 7. Checking out the box score from that, Anthony Edwards kind of carrying, and Jamal Murray. So let's hop into Simcast and see what happens. We're hopping into another one that's actually really close. A 2-point game with 46 seconds left on the clock, baby. Kemba Walker, top of the key. Can we get it done? Little screen action, and he throws it up, and an and 1 3. Kemba Walker has been clutch in the fourth quarter for us in this. We find ourselves up 6. Anthony Edwards, top of the key, driving in, dishes it to Bol, who gets blocked there, which was a big play, getting us sent to the line with the ability to make this an 8-point game. And we ultimately do. Romeo Langford chilling with the ball at the top of the key, just letting time run out. So you know what that means, boys. This rebuild was completed in 3 years. The Boston Celtics 5-year rebuild only took 3 years to get them back-to-back chips. If you guys enjoyed this video, of course smash that like button for your boy. Comment GOAT, G-O-A-T in all capitals below so I know you're a true Bean Squad supporter and watched throughout the entire vid. But I'm definitely interested to see which one of these guys actually ends up getting Finals MVP here. 30-point game for Tatum. Huge game there for Kemba as well, low-key, coming in very clutch for us. So let's check out this Finals MVP and then I'll let y'all go. So let's check this one out. So, of course, Boston Celtics getting the dub back-to-back. And let's see, is it Tatum? It is Tatum. So, alright, boys, it was Bean. I'll talk to y'all. Let me know what you guys want me to do next down in the comment section below. Peace.